maybe it's more of like looking for a crutch to get rid of those problems. But here's the problem, right? I think smoking weed is totally fine. Drinking is totally fine, right? To take the edge off. Let's say I'm stressed about A, B, C, right? And I smoke some weed, and A, B, and C I'm no longer stressed about, right? But the fucking problem is A, B, and C don't go away. The only way to get A, B, and C to go away is to fucking do something about it. And you get so caught in the, or I have anyway, and I know other people do too, because I've definitely been down this road before, is where like you get so caught in this cycle of just doing that. And so now ABC is A, B, C, and D, right? And now you're so fucking stressed, so you're smoking weed, you're drinking, because you don't want to worry about A, B, C, and D. And nothing gets done. And now there's A, B, C, D, and E. And it's one of those things, it's a really bad cycle to get in. And, you know, for many people, I'm sure it starts a different way, but in this case scenario, I really think it stemmed from a lack of self respect, a lack of self discipline, equals lack of confidence.
I told him fuck on my face, I got too many M's that's inside of my pocket. I'm a little young and freaky, and I just signed a deal and took out like a rocket. We in a spaceship on chillers, I'm looking.
Well, guys, had a PR month, but we did it in the opposite direction of what we meant to do. This month, I actually had my first red month ever in my career. Since I've started, honestly, I've always had green months, even if they weren't very big. You know, a couple $1,000s. I was still green, and this month is officially the first red month that I have ever had. Let's see if I can bring her up. We read on the month of October, boys. 900 bucks. It ain't that bad. It could be worse. I knew that this month was probably going to come at some point in time, and I'm glad that it came in a way that is not extremely destructive. I've just been kind of poking at things, not really trading a whole lot, taking some small L's. You know, I think today was probably the first day that I really tried to put some size behind any plays, and a lot of them would have worked out, guys. But to be honest, I just traded like an asshole. Lack of patience, lack of confidence, and when I want to dive into that a bit. So the thing about the lack of confidence is that the lack of confidence is not just coming from the market. You know, I could sit here and say, hey, like the market's trash all day long, but the reality of it is there's a lack of confidence right now, like even outside of the market for me, you know. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about it because maybe you guys can relate to it, or maybe you guys can't process exactly what's happening and put it into like words or thoughts. And I could be wrong, but I'm gonna give you guys my bit and where I'm at, where I have been, and what's been going on that has led up to this very poor mindset this last 2 months or so. All right, so back up 2021. We make great money, right? We're feeling ourselves. We're doing super good. You know, being a kid, not having money, and then coming into something and learning and getting good at it and making a bunch of money, it's really easy to get comfortable. Not in trading, but like in life. And I feel like that definitely happened to me. And aside from being, you know, comfortable, I started picking up habits that I had dropped in the past. Mostly because I, you know, was looking for the medicinal benefits. Honest answer. Those of you who know me know I have some eye issues, which I'm still dealing with. And so I, you know, sometime around last year, I was like, man, I don't drink. You know, I don't really go out. I don't have like going out is not really my jam anymore. Man, let me start smoking. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start smoking a little weed here and there. And so, even though I don't really think it's the weed that was inherently the worst thing, what I did pick back up is I smoked my weed out of backwoods, right? Very addicting. And so, you know, when you're making money like that and or whatever, and you're a little comfortable, that's great. Maybe reward yourself every once in a while, but the moderation thing kind of went out the window, you know, and um, I just got way comfortable, which led to complacency, not waking up early, staying up too late, not going over my charts, not going over my trades, not compiling charts to go over, stuff like that. Smoking in the morning before I trade. Long story short, guys, I'm underperforming. You know, I started getting to this point where I was underperforming trading, but I was so comfortable that I don't know why. At first, I almost didn't care, right? And what led me to start caring was that all my friends started doing super well, and I'm not mad about that at all. I'm super happy for him. But what it did is like, dang, I want to do super well too. And so I started thinking to myself, boys, I was like, all right, I'm gonna wake up early. I'm gonna go to bed early. I'm gonna smoke less in the morning, right? Stuff like that. And I just wasn't doing it. Like I'm just not doing it. I'm so comfortable, and it's like now I'm almost when see. Here's the thing: like when you lose momentum, it's real hard to pick that momentum back up. And I totally lost momentum, boys. I like I'm just it's just not it's not that I can't do it. I'm just not doing it. Like this is how it works. When you tell yourself that you're gonna do something and then you don't do it, you're totally like it's like a lack of self-respect. And in turn, it really hits your confidence because if I tell myself I'm gonna do something and then I do it, you know, and you apply that and you keep applying that, that can go a very long way. In January 2021, when I was like, hey, I'm gonna have a 50K month, and I fucking did it. I did what I had to do. I got it done. And then so when the next goal came and I was like, hey, I'm going to hit a 100K month, I totally believed that I could do the 100K month because I had the discipline and the self-respect, which added to the confidence, right? See, and that's kind of where I'm getting at is like there's a lack of self-respect. I've been having a lack of self-respect for myself, which has led to a lack of discipline, right? Because if I tell myself I'm not gonna, if I tell myself, hey, I'm going to bed early and I don't go to bed early, that's a lack of discipline and a lack of self-respect equals lack of confidence. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what's been happening. And so on top of that happening, I'm comparing myself to my friends. They're having PR months and stuff, which is so amazing for them. And it's not that I'm not having great trade ideas, it's that I'm comfortable. The execution is off. I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm waking up right at market open, stuff like that. Not going over my trades, not preparing, not being ready, not being disciplined. You get the idea, right? I really think that's what's going on. And maybe it's more of like looking for a crutch to get rid of those problems. But here's the problem, right? I think smoking weed is totally fine. Drinking is totally fine, right? To take the edge off. Let's say I'm stressed about A, B, C, right? And I smoke some weed, and A, B, and C I'm no longer stressed about, right? But the fucking problem is A, B, and C don't go away. The only way to get A, B, and C to go away is to fucking do something about it. And you get so caught in the, or I have anyway, and I know other people do too, because I've definitely been down this road before, is where like you get so caught in this cycle of just doing that. And so now ABC is A, B, C, and D, right? And now you're so fucking stressed, so you're smoking weed, you're drinking, because you don't want to worry about A, B, C, and D. And nothing gets done. And now there's A, B, C, D, and E. And it's one of those things, it's a really bad cycle to get in. And, for many people, I'm sure it starts a different way, but in this case scenario, I really think it stemmed from a lack of self-respect, a lack of self-discipline equals lack of confidence. And it starts pouring over into your trading, you know what I mean? And vice versa. I mean, everything is linked in the weirdest way. But guys, if this sounds something like you're going through, you're not alone. All right. Um, and I need you guys to understand also while going through this, making this video is kind of hard for me. And sharing these things is kind of tough for me. I've inspired a lot of people over my journey. I've taught a lot of people over my journey. And I'm grateful to do that for you guys. But it's also put me in a position where there's a lot more people that are looking at now, a lot more people that are watching, a lot more toxic people as well. And so I don't know. I mean, sharing stuff like this can be kind of strange for me. It's not that I'm hiding it. It's more of like I feel like I'm letting people down. I don't know. Something like that, So we're going to New York on Friday. So I'm gonna get shaved up. I'm gonna mental reset in New York with my boys, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna do what we need to do, just as we did before, right? I'm not in a really bad spot, guys, but I need you to understand that I'm one of those people that's extremely hard on myself. I really am. I know that I have the potential to do such great things, not just for myself, but for my family. And I hold a lot of weight on myself, and there's a lot of times I'm just, man, so hard on myself, bro. but let's get back on it, just like we did in the beginning when we had no other option. You know, we have options now, but this is what I love to do, and even though these times happen, this is why I told people when they start out, you got to be a little bit crazy, man, to really make it in this shit because it will eat you apart, man. It will chew you up and spit you out and leave you feeling like dog shit. And to pick yourself up and come back the next day like nothing happened with a fresh mind, that's just something, man. It really is. So, I really wanted to hit $1 million on the year this year, guys. We're pretty far from that right now. You know, I made 518. I'm not even half that right now, guys. I think I'm close to 200K for the year. Slower year for me. We're still doing well. We're still green. We're still hanging in there. But the months have been more like, hey, 10, 15, and then boom, 60, boom, 30, boom, 20 thrown in there between these slower months. One red month now, and I have had some smaller green months. So that's been my year. That's where I'm at so far. I hope that you guys are hanging in there. I hope that you guys are still in the game. It's tough right now, but this is what it is, and we just have to work through it. But don't make it tougher on yourself by not being all there. You know what I mean? Like me not being all there, me not being prepared, me not being confident, me not having all that going on for me right now is making it so much harder to survive and make money and do what I got to do right here in these conditions. Let's do it together. You know, if you guys are having a hard time, if you guys are, in some similar situation, maybe it's not weed. You know what I mean? I know a lot of you probably listen to this and be like, bro, it's just weed. All right. Weed makes motherfuckers slow, though. All right. Like, it slows you down. So maybe it's drinking for you. Maybe it's not something like that. Maybe you're just oversleeping. Maybe you just watch too much TV. Maybe you just go out too much. Let's do it together. Let's let's turn it around. All right. They had us in the first half, but I feel good about the second half. We're gonna bring it home. We're gonna come back. This is your boy Thiz. Well, if you like the realness, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get to it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.